According to the Federal Trade Commission, it's the most reported text scam, bogus bank fraud warnings. Now, the insiders at one popular bank in Chicago are telling the I-Team what you need to do to protect yourself from that and other banking scams. Banking scams. They can come to your phone as fake warnings about fraud, or they can be stories criminals make up to convince you to give up passwords. There are also romance and financial schemes designed to convince you to wire money to crooks, and now AI scams.
Whether it's email or text or even phone calls, can simulate almost any institution, any party.
Ben Hoffman, the chief strategy officer and head of consumer products of Fifth Third Bank, says AI scammers are even targeting customer service reps at banks.
Malicious actors will use that to impersonate customers, and we have to use it as well to distinguish between who is a real customer and who isn't.
He says that consumers can avoid most banking scams by taking a big pause before giving up information.
We can't say it enough. When in doubt, hang up the phone, call the number on the back of your banking card.
That's right, or walk into a local branch.
There are also the rising threats of criminals convincing people to send money via the instant payment system Zelle, which is used by Fifth Third and other major banks.
We are looking at patterns of transactions and in many cases directly asking customers about the nature of that transaction. We can detect and prevent many of those, but ultimately it's the customer's responsibility for understanding who the recipient is.
Hoffman says it's important to know that banks will not likely refund victims of banking scams.
By either moving money themselves and sending that money to a malicious actor or providing their credentials to a third party, then we cannot guarantee the recovery of losses. Although we'll always attempt to do it, we'll contact the receiving banks, we'll work with law enforcement.
Consumers are always covered if they're the victim of fraud, like if your card is stolen or skimmed at a gas pump. The biggest vulnerability to consumers is that many still have not enabled two-factor authentication, which sends you a one-time code to get into your account if someone signs in on a new device. Fifth Third says it's reminding consumers about this and other safety tips to protect themselves through its Smart Shield program. Jason Knowles, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Watch breaking news on YouTube. Subscribe to ABC 7 Chicago Eyewitness News.